Muy buenos a todos, chicos, chicas, reyes, reinas, del canal. Hoy continuamos donde dejamos el episodio anterior. Estamos jugando la misión de Arconte, la 5.0. Y en el episodio anterior pues estuvimos buscando los materiales para poder viajar al mundo de las sombras. Que ahora tenemos como esto porque Kachina murió y no la han revivido porque no pueden, no la han encontrado. Y ahora vamos a viajar al mundo donde ha ido Kachina para salvarla.
Yep, it's all here. When do we start?
I've made all the necessary adjustments, so we're good to go.
Y este tío viene con nosotros porque él también ha perdido a un amigo y él es experto en este mundo, se
As
supone.
agreed, I'll help you find Kachina's ancient name, and then you return the favor.
¿Puedo preguntarte algo?
Go ahead.
¿Buscas a tu amigo por el mismo motivo que nosotros?
Uh,
Porque no consiguen revivirle. No, porque ellos perdieron.
After Malco fell, I scoured the battlefield to see what happened. It turned out he wasn't bested by some impossibly powerful foe. He was dragged to his grave by the sheer number of enemies. If I had been there, I would have been able to sense the danger. I could have warned them not to advance. I've always blamed myself for what happened. But when you told me about Kachina, I realized there's a chance Malco might also be alive, fighting for survival in the Night Kingdom.
But that happened several years ago, right? The Pyro Archon said all life within the Night Kingdom eventually becomes one with the Sea of Souls.
There might not be much hope, but I still have to try. Malco and I promised each other, even if we never managed to root out the Abyss for good, we would fight together until the end. All right, let's get to it. I'll start searching for the conceptualized version of Kachina's ancient name. If you see any fragments scattered around the area, please collect them.
Vale. O sea, va a entrar él y luego nosotros tenemos que recogerle a él. O sea, lo que he entendido yo, Va a entrar primero él y
prepare
nosotros.
yourselves for battle. As I said, the stone will link the mortal realm to the Night Kingdom. The Abyss will likely emerge in response.
A ver, el equipo que llevo, la verdad es que es un poco.
Look at that golden thing.
Vale, tenemos que
It must be
recoger
one of
esto.
those fragments Bichama mentioned. Let's
Tenemos
get
que recoger
closer.
los. ¿Es un fragmento? No, este es el campo. Vale, tenemos un límite. O sea, simplemente tenemos que recoger esto. Mientras él se supone que está buscando el nombre antiguo de Kachina para encontrarla. Y dice que a lo mejor entran monstruos, Cuidado que este equipo, el que llevo ahora, no es un equipo bueno. O sea, con Zongli sí. Mierda, justo. Con Zongli sí es un equipo bueno. Pero ahí no llevo Kachina, pues porque bueno, por Dios. Odio esto de Kachina, por Dios. Si le estoy dando a que te bajes, es que te bajes, hija mía. No que te quedes ahí. Pero bueno, Navi es un muy buen DPS y de healer tengo pollo. Ah, bueno, no tengo pollo, tengo una cámara de vídeo. Pero bueno, tengo a de healer hacia Benny. Que no le llevo con una build de curandero, sino de nuke, por así decirlo. Pero bueno, yo creo que para que me van a quitar, eso es. Ojo.
Not long. We're getting close.
Ah, los fragmentos. Es que si no me deja moverme, no puedo coger los fragmentos, claro. La vida así. No hay más. Ah, vale. Que desaparecen. Hostia, le está doliendo. Vale, me imagino que tendremos que llenar esto, ¿no? Uf, no lo está pasando bien el tío. Lo estamos pasando mejor nosotros que él, por lo que veo. Pero bueno, que aguante. Vaya está. Claro, y a lo mejor su amigo no está vivo. Porque ya lleva mucho tiempo allí.
Quick, take it.
Vale. ¿El nombre antiguo de Kachina?
I found Kachina's ancient
Sí.
name. Hang in there, Malco. Just a little longer.
Ya era buscar el de su amigo.
Something's not right. The power of the abyss is getting stronger.
Sí. Tiene pinta de que esto va a aguantar
The
poco.
Abyss is corroding his body. Bichama, you can't keep going. You'll die.
I should have died 5 years ago. I just need a little more time. Please, I'm almost there.
De acuerdo, te ayudará a ganar tiempo.
Thank you.
El problema es que... ¡Hostias! Vale, que expulsa varias veces, se estaba manteniendo. Me cago.
Whoa, watch out. The power of the Abyss is
Los otros sí se
strong.
escucha el sonido del teclado. Vale, nosotros tenemos el poder de ayudar, de que no se corrompa el abismo. Ahí estamos. Bueno, me acabo de quedar sin espacio, pero da igual.
This power.
Hanging in there?
No aguanto mucho más, no hay tiempo suficiente.
Malco. No, why can't I find him?
Tiene pinta de que no.
We
Se ha
can't
hecho
wait
uno.
any longer. Pull him away from the stone, Mualani.
I already tried, but the power of the abyss has him in a chokehold. It's like he's tied to the stone with an invisible rope.
In that case, we have no choice. I'm sorry, Seema.
No, lo va a romper.
Get back!
Es arquera.
Wait!
Arquera Nemo. Hostia, qué guapo. Espera, que yo pido esto. Qué guapo. Ah, toma por culo.
Ouch! What happened just now? It looked like the spirit speaker stone was...
The stone's power was spiraling out of control. The only way to stop it was to destroy it. You were all caught in the shockwave of the explosion. You might feel dizzy for a while, but that's normal.
Give us a heads up next time, will you? You're lucky we managed to dodge it in time.
I thought I said to get back.
Vaya.
Yeah, barely a second before you made it go poof. Not everyone has your reflexes, Chaska. We were this close to getting dragged into the explosion.
Okay, I'll be more careful next time.
Sí, por favor.
At least Kachina's ancient name is still in one piece. Wait, where's Vichama?
O sea, con eso,
Vichama!
con eso podemos rescatar a Kachina.
Vichama!
I couldn't find Malco's ancient name. It must be completely gone by now.
Se ha hecho uno con el mar.
Once your ancient name disappears, there's no coming back. From the very beginning, I knew there was a slim chance, but still. And now... it's too late to save him. From the minute he left that day...
Vichama.
Oh, perdón.
I'm sure he's heard enough condolences over the years. Let's just give him some space.
Huh? What's that in your hands, Vichama? It looks like something's glowing.
This is...
El nombre antiguo de su amigo. Ahí va.
Hey, Malco.
El recuerdo.
Got any strength left?
Not enough to swing a sword, but to say a few last words? Sure.
Too bad. No one will get to hear them. I never thought I'd actually die on this mission. Not that I'm afraid to die. It's just... hard. Thinking about my mom's face when she hears the news.
Guess I have something to be thankful for then. My parents died a long time ago. They won't have to mourn me.
Es como el recuerdo. O son ellos,
Isak. Always had to beat me at everything, didn't you? Right to the end, you were never one for goodbyes. Maybe you're right. Maybe no one will get to hear our last words. But just in case... Vichama, I'm so glad you didn't come with us. Don't be sad. Just keep on living.
Hostia.
For the both of us.
A tomar por culo. Hostia, la música.
Was that a memory?
Sí.
Seems like we were able to salvage something after all.
¿Te sientes mejor?
Of course. Seeing him, hearing his voice again, it makes me unbelievably happy. But it also brings with it an even deeper pain.
A deeper pain? Why?
Malco was always the type to put on a brave face. But in that memory just now, his hands were shaking. And his
La verdad es
smile was forced.
La verdad es que tienes razón.
For all these years, I regretted not being able to fight alongside him to the end. And now I know, at the end of his life, he was thinking the same thing.
Vichama.
I'm fine. Actually, I heard Chief Wina wasn't really on board with your plan to go to the Night Kingdom. When you asked for my help, I hesitated too. I knew helping you find your friend's ancient name meant leading you one step closer to danger. But I also understood why you had to try. Everyone has regrets in life, but not everyone gets the chance to make up for them. Once allowed to fester, guilt strips us of our most valuable qualities as warriors. In that sense, we might as well choose the braver path from the very beginning.
¿El camino más valiente? ¿Te refieres a que deberías haber luchado a pesar de tus heridas?
If I could do it all over again, I would have followed Malco to the front lines no matter what. Even with an injured leg, there were still things I could have done. That way, even if the outcome stayed the same, I still would have fought alongside him to the end. There are critical junctures in life, and if you don't seize the chance to act, there's no going back. That's something I had to learn in hindsight. But you're still at the crossroads of your journey, so I hope you can walk away without regrets.
Thank you, Vichama. I feel even more determined now. Kachina will come back to us. I'll make sure of it. I
Tenemos un
promised I
nombre.
would find her, and I intend to keep that promise.
That's good to hear. Strange. My body, it's...
Once abyssal corrosion enters the body, a portion will fuse itself to your internal organs. Even though the Traveler possesses powers of purification, the corrosion can never be fully eradicated. Thanks to him, though, you are only briefly exposed. Slowing your breathing and controlling your emotions should help you keep the symptoms in check.
Bah, al menos tenemos el nombre de Kachina. Se supone que con eso podemos revivirla.
That does make me feel better. You seem very knowledgeable about all this.
Just speaking from experience, that's all.
Anyway, we've recovered Kachina's ancient name, so we're off to a great start. Let's get Vichama back to his tribe and tell Wina the good news. Oh, and apologize for destroying the Spirit Speaker Stone. We had no choice, though, so he'll probably understand.
Sí.
Right?
Esperemos que sí. Por favor, déjame cortar el vídeo que no tengo más tiempo. No, me va a teletransportar. Odio esto, tío. Es que no sois capaces de entender lo mucho que odio esto, tío. El Genshin Impact, tío. Porque ya me jodió el episodio 13, 14 y 15, tío.
Koichi, are you really gonna just stand there like that?
Qué
I
rabia
don't
me
know
da,
what you
tío.
want from me.
I think you know exactly what I'm trying to say, Uncle Wina. I can hear it in your voice.
Honestly, it's just one thing after another with you two. They're back.
Koichi? What are you doing here?
Don't play dumb with your own sister. You
que es la
know
hermana.
exactly why I'm here.
Ya decía yo que tenían como un diseño muy chulo.
My apologies, everyone. I just need to borrow Tosca
Sí,
for
a
a
mí
few
déjame
minutes. You
cortar.
come with me.
Pero sé que no. Porque a Genshin le gusta meter textos de media hora.
I'll be just a moment.
Y si no puedes continuar, pues te jodes, te aguantas.
Koichi, Chaska's younger sister. Although the two aren't actually related by blood, it's kind of a long story.
Ahora que lo dices, es verdad que se refirió a sí misma como hermana de Chaska.
It's not really my story to tell, but I guess it's not a secret. You see, Chaska was actually raised by cuckoo sores. She was
Yes.
afflicted with a rare disease when she was a child, and abandoned in the wild as a result. The Abyss found her out there, all on her own, and tried to devour her. But in the end, all that did was trigger her will to live. That strength of will pushed her to survive. But it also planted a seed of conflict within her. Eventually, she was adopted by the cuckoo sores. Wherever they went, she followed, getting into fights right and left.
For some reason, Paimon can totally imagine that.
Well, when Chaska finally returned to human society, it was Koichi's parents who adopted her. At the time, Chaska still had a habit of getting into fights, so Koichi was always taking her around, apologizing to everyone.
Ah, I remember those days.
Madre mía.
One of those fights was definitely with me. But, you know, kids. You're fighting one minute and your friend's the next. Eventually, she found a way to rein in that desire to fight. And now she's who people call to resolve conflicts. She's known as the Peacemaker. It sounds like she still argues with Koichi, though. Don't siblings usually stop fighting when they get older?
That's partly my fault. Koichi asked me to stop Chaska from doing anything dangerous, but you probably know by now, once Chaska makes up her mind, there's no changing it.
Oh, I get it. No wonder you tried to talk us out of going to the Night Kingdom.
I'm all for your adventure. You need to take risks when you're young, because by the time you're my age, you couldn't attempt something like that even if you wanted to. Better try now than live with regrets later. That's what I say. Still, I can understand where Koichi's coming from. In the end, nobody wants to sit back and let a loved one put their life on the line.
Por favor, es que madre mía. Tío, si me vas a meter en una conversación tan larga, déjame cortar.
It's just the two of us
Es que
now.
joder.
You have 1 minute to explain yourself.
¿Qué les costaba dejarme venir a mí hasta aquí, tío?
I don't have anything to say. You don't have to approve, but you should know I only do what's necessary.
That attitude is exactly the problem. It's like you don't care. You try to sneak off to the Night Kingdom behind my back and then play it down as if it's just a trip abroad.
Well, technically I am going abroad, right?
Again with the excuses! We agreed, didn't we? There are 4 levels of danger. If it's not something urgent, you can only engage in level 2 danger and below. You can only go up to level 3 if a situation is so dire there's absolutely no alternative. But a trip to the Night Kingdom? If that's not a level 4, I don't know what is. And you were just going to sneak into the place without saying anything.
What do you mean, sneak into the place? I always planned on walking in there with my head held high.
You bought off Uncle Wina, didn't you? He promised me he'd stop you from doing anything dangerous. Oh, it's like he didn't even try.
You feel like he went back on his word. What if I told you my mind was made up, and there was nothing he could have done? Not even by force.
Oh, I knew it! So he did try to say something, but you didn't listen.
This is important. If you were in my shoes, you'd make the same decision.
You don't know that? I'm a doctor, and I handle logistics. If you're going to waltz into a dangerous situation where you could lose control at any moment, it's my duty to say something.
All right, whatever. Anything else?
No, por favor.
What do you mean, anything else? Why don't you reflect on what you've done and promise me you'll stay put?
Time out. Is this one of our normal arguments or a serious one?
Chaska, does it sound like I'm joking?
Then, you need to know something. What happened to Kachina was partially my fault. I can't leave her there to die.
But the person you become when you lose control, that's also not who you are.
That's a different issue. You said it yourself. A person is only as good as their morals. If I want to live in Natlan, I need to display qualities that make me worthy of this nation.
I've also told you that managing your condition is equally important.
Sometimes you have to make
Pues
sacrifices.
que luego después de esto ven encima que la despida con
All right,
nosotros, tío.
let's stop this
Por
here.
menos que a mí la relación de
If
estas
we
me da
keep
igual.
going, I might actually have to get serious. And I think Wina prefers his roof attached to his house.
Is that a
Mira que yo no
threat?
suelo decir ese tipo de
That
cosas, pero
sounds like
joder.
a threat to me.
A mí esta relación me da igual, tío.
Koichi! Younger sisters are supposed to listen to their elders.
Vale.
So, you're really going to go, no matter what I say? I'm supposed to be your sister.
Then support me. I'll be back.
Eso, vete, vete.
All you have to do is wait.
Chaska. So, that's it.
Por Dios, más, tío, que sí, que os lleváis muy mal, tío. Tío, está la polla, macho, que sí, que os lleváis mal, ya está, tío. Es que esto rato repetir, lo siento
You two
mucho.
are something else.
Mira que a mí me gusta el lore de Genshin, pero joder, aquí me estás repitiendo todo el rato lo mismo que sí, que tienes que escuchar a tu hermana, que no sé cuánto, tío.
Something you wanted to say?
No, venga, vámonos.
I know you aren't related by blood, but you two sure are similar.
Really?
Joder, ahora vas a darle toda turla, tío.
You know, I said that very thing to Koichi not too long ago, and she reacted the exact same way, down to the very tone
Nada,
of
la turra la
voice.
va a dar este tío.
It's not my place to get involved, but I will say this. Try to spend a little more time with your sister. You're tough kids. That doesn't mean you have to go
Vale,
it
todo
alone.
esto en la misión legendaria, porfa.
Thank you.
Todo esto en la misión
Anytime.
legendaria, porfa, que para eso están.
All right. If you're done with the Spirit Speaker Stone, you might as well hand it over.
Está rota.
According to Kinich, it's an important ceremonial artifact.
Pues que
So it'd be
fabriquen
safer
otra.
to keep it with me.
About that.
Que fabriquen otra, no pasa nada.
If only Tonegif Bard was here, he could have repaired it just like the Holy Liar.
It might be in a few more pieces than you remember.
Le explicas a Juan todo lo ocurrido. Madre mía, que es que todavía viene toda la charla de joder.
I see.
Por eso digo que Genshin debería darte la opción de, tío, no entrar en esta
Sounds like it
discusión
was
tan
an
rápido,
urgent
joder.
situation. If someone's life was on the line,
me
then you
tengo que
had
ir.
no choice.
Es que me tengo que ir, tío.
Still, Citlali's going to be a nightmare to deal with now that you've broken her stuff. I'll explain everything to her later.
Y encima, no te
Stay
creas que
safe
encima
out there
hable
in the
rápido, es que
Night
encima el
Kingdom,
tío se toma su tiempo, macho.
I'll wait here for your safe return.
Que sí. Ya, por favor. Menos mal, aleluya, por Dios, que alguien le dé un premio a Genshin Impact. Bueno, lo voy a dejar por aquí, ¿vale? Lo siento, es que no tengo tiempo, de verdad, que me tengo que ir ya. Pero bueno, espero que os haya gustado, que lo hayáis disfrutado. Y gracias por ver. A ver si Genshin Impact aprende, tío, a que después de una conversación larga me dejes un ratito, tío, un momento. Que a mí me da igual tener que venir aquí, no me teletransportes. A mí no me importa tener que teletransportarme yo y venir a quedar un par de pasos. Pero bueno, espero que os haya gustado, que lo hayáis disfrutado. Y gracias por ver. Adiós.